welcome to That Computer Is Your Mom, a Jim and the Holograms podcast. This is Allie.
And Josh.
And today we're doing Season 1, Episode 14, The Music Awards Part 2. Welcome back.
It's been a long time.
It has been a while.
I don't remember the Music Awards Part 1, at all.
It's like it never happened.
Except for the last part where the kids are gonna fall off the tower. I kind of remember that.
Do you remember much of the 13 episodes we've watched before this?
I remember there was skiing in one of them.
Anything else?
There's holograms.
That's true. So, basically, 2016, you guys, if you lived through it, you know what it was like. So, we're just gonna leave it at that. It's like all the things that you know, plus some extra special things that only happened to us. They were pretty bad. And disruptive. Excuse me. So, 2017. We're going to try to do this more regularly. But I'm not going to promise you anything because I don't know. So, the last time we recorded a podcast, I was like, oh, we're going to do it, blah, blah, blah. I have no idea what's going to happen. The future is unknown.
How long ago was the last one?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know. Okay, so, the Music Awards Part 2, also written by Christy Marks. As all the truly good Jim and the Holograms episodes are.
This was legitimately a pretty good episode, I thought.
Yeah, what did you like about it?
It had a pretty tight narrative structure that wasn't, I don't know, maybe it's because it's the second episode and they're going to do something else afterwards, but it had a beginning, middle, and end.
Okay. I agree with that. Alright, so the first part, we recap what happened in the last episode briefly. Although they leave out whole parts. There's this whole thing where, Pizzazz buys the, skyscraper next door and Jerica loses her fucking mind.
Was that in the previous episode?
That was in the previous episode.
Oh, I remember that happening. I didn't remember it was the last episode.
It was. There was a lot of shit jammed into the previous episode.
Well, a lot of this one was about the runaway girls, so that was what the recap focused on.
Right. Okay. So, let's see, where should we start? Well, okay, so the cliffhanger was...
One of the girls, was it Deirdre?
Chrissy.
Chrissy was falling off of the tower.
Yeah, so the girls had gone to a Misfits show because they're like, I know where we should run away to, the Misfits, because no one has ever done that before, except they totally have. And so...
Yeah, what's her name? The one with the angry hair.
The angry girl.
Now she's, appropriately meek and submissive.
Yeah, so the angry girl...
No.
No, I don't have it.
Yeah, me either.
So she's
got that hair, though.
Yeah. And
that loudly patterned top.
Oh, man, she's still wearing that same jumper.
Yeah.
Not like what English people mean when they say jumper.
They mean sweater.
Not like a sweater.
Yeah.
Like a jumper. Like a bubble suit jumper. And it's yellow with black triangles on it.
Not very flattering.
It's real intense. Damn, what is her name? Ashley.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, so, Ashley's you are copying me. That was, my original jam.
Mm-hmm.
Was stupidly running away to the Misfits. But, so anyway.
Do you remember how Ashley was, bigger than the other girls? when she ran away. Like, she's just drawn like a larger figure than the others.
Mm-hmm.
And now Deirdre is the runaway, and she's drawn bigger than all the other girls.
That's true.
What's up with that?
I don't know. Deirdre, not in a flattering outfit. She's got on some real light, ill-fitting high waiters, kind of denim, ugly, boxy shirt, weird hair.
They've got to do
Crazy
that with
hat.
the runaways, right? And like, it's their fault. They also have bad fashion sense.
Yeah. They've got Bonnie with them, and she's like 8.
Yeah. Also pretty ungrateful if she's running away.
Yeah,
After they were going to hawk the house to pay for her eye
they
surgery.
paid for her very expensive eyeballs. Jesus Christ, Bonnie.
But didn't one of them, I think, said in the previous episode, like, I'm going to run away to keep an eye on them?
That was Chrissy.
It was Chrissy? Okay.
Yeah, Chrissy's the responsible one.
I see.
You said she was a snitch in the last episode.
Did I?
Yeah.
Well, that was not very generous of me.
Changed his mind about Chrissy. Okay, so what happens is that Chrissy's falling off the scaffolding that they climbed up to see the Misfits concert better. And her backpack gets caught, and then Danny, the runaway boy, who we see for all of a minute in the prior episode.
You remember the previous one a lot.
I guess I do.
I'm impressed.
Thank you. I could use this brain power for something useful, but I don't.
Oh, well.
I just use it for this.
That's
oh, well.
Fine.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, so, and Danny's like, hey, take my hand, I will help you.
Is that the first they've encountered him?
Yes. He stole scalped tickets to get into the concert. Then what happens?
So she gets caught on the scaffolding. Like, she's falling in the previous episode, and then this cliffhanger is, like, instantly subverted.
As per usual.
Yeah, I guess it's pretty typical. And then they climb down, and I guess, do they just go out of the concert at that point?
Yeah, it looks like they leave.
I don't remember them sticking around. And then they're talking with Danny. And they're talking about how they're all runaways.
Right.
And then one of the... Is it the guy he stole the ticket from?
Yeah.
Is that Mick?
I guess.
Mick or the other one?
Ramon.
I think it's Mick. Like, comes up and grabs him from behind.
Mick's real beefy.
Yeah, he's huge. He's like twice as big as the kids. I mean, he looks like he's supposed to be an adult, and the rest of them are supposed to be like the age of viewers of the show, or a little bit older.
Right. At least they didn't draw Danny as a scaled down, enormous, beefy man.
Have they done that before?
That's what they do with the girls.
I guess that's true. They all look pretty old.
They're just like scaled down Barbie dolls.
Yeah.
But like...
It's the medieval illuminated manuscript style of animation.
Right, but like Danny is not an insanely built beefy man.
That's true.
He looks like appropriately like a child.
True.
He has a little bit of a like, oh, kind of like voice. Oh, hey guys. So Mick grabs him and he's like, ooh, I'm gonna report you to the cops and your friends and the runaways, blah blah. And he takes him back to his like pretty sweet like punk squat.
Yeah. It's like an abandoned bus, but the bus is bigger on the inside
It's
than
huge
it
in
looks
there.
like on the outside.
And they have all kinds
Do
of
you
stuff.
remember what the graffiti on the outside of the bus was?
It said girls' school.
Girls.
And something something. There was a lot of graffiti.
The funny thing about this whole episode is that everything, if it wasn't a children's show, there's all sorts of stuff that would be way worse.
Yes.
Because, like, they're runaway kids, like, petty crime is not the thing that you would expect the criminal element, like, doing with them.
When the guy, like, very threateningly says, we'll put you to work.
Yeah.
Stealing a tape deck is not, like, what
like
you were...
it's going to be worse than it winds up being.
Yes, my mind did go there.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It was just like, oh, he took a tape deck.
But even, like, the graffiti is so tepid on the outside of the bus. Because, like, they're not going to have...
What else did it say? Did you remember?
I just remember it wasn't even, like...
School bites or anything.
Yeah, it was just like random words.
That's true, yeah. The tires were off of the bus.
Yeah, so you know it's like crime is happening there.
Right. And there's like random stereo equipment around, and they give the girls and Danny like peanut butter sandwiches.
Like they're criminals. And they've just got like peanut butter and loaves of bread in the back of the bus.
That's where they live.
I don't know.
Okay, so Jem and the holograms, like, okay, so, no, before that, we're on top of the skyscraper.
So that's the end of that scene.
Yes, the skyscraper that Pizzazz bought with her dad's money that made Jerica so crazy.
That's right, I forgot about that.
And she was like, we have to do something.
Like, she can actually buy real estate, Jerica. Like, that's actually okay.
It's allowed. Like, you can't stop her. And she's like, no, she was supposed to die. So they're all getting strapped in.
Other than being a bad sport about it, it's not real clear to me, like, how Pizzazz is actually worse than Jerica.
Well, yeah, I mean, she, like, is mean and doesn't care if she kills people. But I don't think...
but I think Jerica is pretty open to killing people sometimes, as she shows in this episode, when she, like, literally shoots Pizzazz out of the sky without any regard to whether it's going to,
kill her?
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, so let's get there.
Alright.
Alright, so Pizzazz, Roxy, and Stormer are all strapping in to these hang gliders. And Pizzazz has a little something extra.
It's a laser from Tech Rat. Tech Rat features very prominently in this episode. That's probably why I thought it was a good episode.
You like Tech Rat a lot. Do you like him more than Zipper?
No.
No. But Tech Rat...
I like them both equally.
That's saying a lot for Tech Rat because you love Zipper.
That's true.
Tech Rat has...
Didn't we... But we've also floated the theory that they're actually the same person, right?
You floated that theory.
Yeah, because it's true.
So...
Have we seen them together yet?
No.
I rest my case.
So...
Tech Rat's voice is clearly affected.
Yeah, well...
That's not the voice that goes along with that body.
It's the Cobra Commander voice.
Yeah.
But he's got that crazy, like, kind of like, ah!
Yeah.
Like, going on.
He's clearly putting it on. Because he's Zipper, really.
He says, he was like, be careful with my laser.
Yeah.
He says laser.
He's really,
like,
possessive of that laser.
He says laser. Like, it's the first time anyone has said the word laser. He says it like laser. And what does the laser look like?
Like a science fiction
sap gun.
ray gun.
Yeah. So he just like is like, yeah, I'll attach this laser to the front of your hang glider because you seem responsible.
Yeah.
To Pizzazz. And Roxy doesn't want to do it, and Pizzazz is like, what are you, like a chicken? And she's like, get fucked. So they jump off of the skyscraper,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like scattering flyers.
Yeah.
That just say the Misfits.
And they have a song.
Yes. And you said, how are they scattering the flyers?
They just seem to be coming out of their bodies. They're definitely not like moving their hands and taking them out of a bag or something and throwing them. They just like issue from their bodies.
Okay, let's be real. It seemed like they were coming out of their butts.
It did kind of look like they were coming out of the butts.
Like they were pooping them out.
It did sort of look like that.
You're trying to be, like, you genteel about it. I was like, let's get honest and real.
Just now?
Yeah.
Well. Alright.
And they caused several car accidents.
Yeah.
And then one of them flies up and hits the window of the Starbright building, and Jerica... Starlight building, and Jerica screams. She goes like...
Yeah, they really got under her skin.
She is very thin-skinned when it comes to Pizzazz and how she wants Pizzazz to already be dead.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so, Stormer and Roxy, even though Roxy, had, you know, a lot of reservations, after their, pretty good song, best song in the episode, I thought, I forget what it was, but it's we're up above you in the stratosphere, and it's a good view up here while we're looking down on you because we're better than you.
Yeah, something to that effect.
Stormer and Roxy, they land...
They stick those landings really
Oh my
well.
god, they look like they've done it a bajillion times. It's so good.
Nothing is made of that they're expert hand gliders, but clearly they are.
They are!
They also got really impressive, times in the air.
Mm-hmm.
There was, no... I mean, there was, not really any regard for whether it was possible, but they just seemed like they stayed at the same level.
Yeah, they didn't, have any
forever.
problems avoiding the buildings. Those buildings are pretty close together.
Yeah.
It was a good job. Well done. And so, but Pizzazz doesn't land yet because she's going to test out the laser.
Yeah.
And Eric Raymond's like, where is she? And
Oh yeah, he was not in on this laser plot.
no.
This was strictly between Pizzazz and Tech Rat.
And Tech Rat says,
It was their
seriously,
little secret.
I'm not always like, you guys should watch this episode. But you should watch this one. And just see how Tech Rat talks, because it's so odd. He's like, oh, she must still be up there testing my laser. And Eric Raymond's like, what the hell? She's dangerously unbalanced and you gave her a laser. And
to his credit, really, he kind of alternates between recognizing that Pizzazz is totally out of control and sort of himself being equally out of control.
Yeah.
But in this episode, he's really more like,
he tries to
what are you doing giving her weapons?
Right. He tries to be a force for at least, balance. Not good. He's never a force for good. But he tries to at least be a force for, limitations on murder.
I wonder if you went back and looked if this characterization is a Christy Marks thing, and when he is also a total lunatic, that's when somebody else is writing him or something.
We should keep that in mind going forward.
All right.
Okay, so what does Pizzazz do with her laser?
So first order of business is to draw through laser burning a mustache on the giant gem billboard at the top of is it Starlight Music? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. She should have just...
Or Starlight Records.
Yeah. She should have just, if she had just stopped there, it would have taken them, a long time to notice that.
That's true. But why would she do a little bit of property damage when she could completely destroy something?
True.
That is never where she stops.
What did she do next?
She, destroys one of the anchors of the billboard to the building so that it swings down and busts through the executive office or whatever, where Jerica and the other holograms are conferring.
Mm-hmm.
And they all have to, like, dodge the flying glass.
Mm-hmm. Which they do successfully.
Yeah.
And,
I don't think anybody in this show is ever actually endangered by flying glass.
no. Did Aja or Shayna speak at all?
They probably yelled.
They don't have any lines. I think that might be a Christy Marks thing also.
Ooh.
But we'll keep an eye out for that too. But so, okay, so Jerica's like, I'm gonna get pizzazz. What does she do?
What does she do next?
Giant eagle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She creates a hologram
Mm-hmm.
of a really giant eagle, like much bigger than a person.
Yeah, like as big as a dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
And then she uses that to cause pizzazz to dangerously crash.
I don't know what makes... And all she says is just, like, put something in front of her to Synergy, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Synergy, I guess, decides that the thing is going to be an eagle the size of a house.
Right. The size of a bus.
Do you remember the thing that was generated that was there to scare the bear
Mm-hmm.
when it was attacking Rio or whatever? In
Some crazy looking monster. And the bear was like, fuck this! And it ran away.
Yeah. So it's not that crazy, but it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and she doesn't, like, not give any direction. You're right.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
She almost never does.
No, it's true. Do you think that there's some, like, telepathy involved? Do you think that, like, Jerica, like, imagined a giant eagle?
It does kind of seem like we're supposed to infer that it is Jerica's instructions somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to think that she and Synergy at some point sat down and she just, like, gave Synergy extensive instructions about her preferences, about the kinds of crazy nonsense monsters that she would like generated in various situations.
Like, pre-programmed.
Yeah. Just like, okay, so this is a hang glider attack, so I'm going to want to go with some kind of giant bird in that situation, and you can kind of improvise what kind of giant bird, but it's got to be a giant bird.
Right.
Whereas if it's a bear attack, just like everything. Just put everything
the weirdest
on the monster.
thing you can think of. Yeah. Tentacles, giant eyeballs. Like,
Yeah.
really, the sky's the limit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Pizzazz crashes.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like she's gonna die.
Yeah. Which would totally be on Jerica.
I think Jerica would be like, she deserved it.
It kind of seems like she's gone past a certain point in this episode.
This is like her Walter White moment.
Yeah.
Where she's like, I am the one who knocks. I am the one who creates giant eagles.
That is who she is now.
So Pizzazz falls in a lake, and then Tech-Rat screams at her
For destroying his laser.
for destroying the laser, and then she...
Which looks like it melted.
Yeah. It's
I guess because she landed on it funny, but she landed in the water.
Yeah, and
Do you think because it got wet, it melted? Like, maybe the laser actually melted?
It's not a very good laser.
No.
What is Tech-Rat using for fuel? There's so many questions. Okay, so... we go back to Starlight,
Starlight, I think.
Starlight Mansion, and the child services caseworker is there. And he's like...
He's a total drag.
Totally a drag.
He's got a clipboard and everything.
Yeah, and he's like, where are these missing children that you are in charge of?
So unreasonable.
And Jerica's like, we did look for them.
Well, she's like starting to say something like that, and then don't the other kids like make an excuse for where they are?
Oh yeah, Ashley's like they're handing out benefit flyers.
Yeah, because Jerica is going to say like, we screwed up.
One presumes.
We lost them. Or she's just like not self-aware enough to realize that the child services guy is going to be like, yeah, you should not have children in your care.
Which she shouldn't.
No, she really shouldn't.
Like, at all. Okay, so... He's like, well... If you cannot produce these children at your benefit, then all the Starlight girls will be put into new foster homes.
Sounds like a good plan.
And, like... And then he leaves.
Yeah.
And he's not...
His work is done.
Yeah, he's like, my work is done here. I have issued an ultimatum. Time to flounce off. So,
Does he have glasses, too?
yeah, he's got, like, dark hair, and he wears a tie, and
What a nerd.
He's got big, thick black glasses.
Yeah.
Like a total nerd. And, I guess Jerica's like, hey, we've really advertised this benefit. We know they'll show up.
Yeah. Seems like a weird plan.
Her plan is,
We'll stop trying.
yeah, we're just gonna stop looking for them completely. Everyone's outfits in this episode are completely insane. Except there's this one orphan who's wearing like an oversized green sweater with like yellow triangles on it that I would wear today.
I kind of liked Dance's robe thing.
Oh yeah, Dance did have that crazy robe. I think...
I mean, she looked like a wizard or something, but I don't
you're
know.
into that.
I'm into wizards.
Yeah. Like, Bonnie had on her same outfit from before, but, like, there was a lot of, like, triangle patterns on shirts and dresses.
Yeah, not very good.
Very true to the 80s in my memory, though.
Hmm.
Lots of loud colors and crazy patterns.
Yeah, I guess you can't blame the animators for that.
No.
That's just what
That
it
is
looks like.
just what people were wearing.
That might actually be like the thing where they spent their most creative energies, right?
What's on the clothes?
Clothes, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Definitely, for sure. This is like a sidebar just for you and me. But but to explain to people who might be listening, i.e. Adam. Hi, Adam. That, like, Hodge the cat was running around and being super crazy, and I gave him this, like, medicine to, like, chill him out, and he is totally knocked out. It's amazing. It's like giving Benadryl to a little kid. He is just, like, conked. It's the best. Okay, so I was just looking at him being like, yes. He's been real bad lately.
True.
Okay, so... Alright, so Going
back to the Runaways?
Back to the Runaways. Mick and Ramon are like, we're gonna get rid of these dumb girls, and, like, we'll get this kid to steal for us. And so...
Not where I thought that was going.
I mean, Yeah, but, like, thank God. So, like, they take him to a stereo store, and they're like, go steal something. And he starts to go in, and the girls are like, oh no, that's called shoplifting.
Yeah, it's wrong.
That is wrong. And he's like, oh no, wait, he goes in and steals it first.
He does steal a thing, which looks to me like a tape deck, but then they call it a disc player later, so I don't know what to think.
Right. But it definitely looked like a tape deck.
Yeah.
And then Chrissy's basically like, go put it back.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mick and Ramon run up, and they're like, whatever, give us that tape deck.
It is literally the least subtle shoplifting ever, because not only does he go in there and act all nervous and then grab a thing and sprint out the door.
Right.
But then right outside the door,
and
the girls come over and confront him about it. And then
in front of the window.
In front of the window. And then the other two come up and are like, no, you do have to steal it. Like, shut up, you.
Yeah. And then two cops make
unsurprisingly.
a U-turn. And they're like, that's Mick and Ramon. They're probably getting some kids into trouble. And so they turn around, and I guess, like, they run over, and then everyone scatters.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's, like, the owner's, like, yelling about thieves. And then there's a song about running with the wind.
Mm-hmm.
And that Jim and the Holograms are not in. But
well, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, they are. Halfway through, Jim
is. She's, like, singing forlornly, looking at the picture of the runaway kids.
And crying.
And talking about... from the words of the song, it sounds like she's basically singing about how unredeemable and lost they are now.
Like, you're running like the wind, and the place is so black, and you can never come back.
Yeah, they've, like, taken the ultimate step of...
stealing a tape deck.
Not even actually stealing the tape deck, but, like, being adjacent to a dude who did steal a tape deck.
Right. And doesn't even have it anymore.
No, it just, like, dropped on the ground. Wait, did he pick it back up or not? Is it just...
No, the like, big chunky dude took it from him.
Oh, okay.
So he's got it.
I forgot.
And they run down this, like, forever alley. And then they get to the end, and there's, like, a big fence.
Yeah.
And a bunch of boxes.
Mm-hmm.
And the one cop is like, hey!
Not the most competent cop.
Right. And the girls are all over the fence. And the cop grabs Danny, the little boy. And then all the boxes fall down. And Danny's like, oh no.
Because it looks like the cop is dead.
It looks like he killed the cop.
Is that where they do the commercial break?
I think so.
There's a pretty good commercial break.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh, they killed a cop.
He killed a cop.
Now they're in trouble.
Now they're in a lot of trouble. And and so then when they come back, the cop is like fine.
Yeah.
Danny gets over the fence and the kids run away. And Mick, the criminal punk, is like, haha, I got them so scared of cops they'll never come near ya.
Yeah. Much is actually made of how, actually, if they just talked to the cops, everything would be fine.
That is not life.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they make a big point of that.
Yes.
Because, like, the cops are all like, oh, I'm sure the older kids, or are they adults or older kids? I can't even tell.
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Are, like, turning the kids bad, and if they just, like, asked us for help, we would be totally cool. And then the running is, like, a misunderstanding, and the cops are like, oh, it's too bad they, like, jumped the fence and got away because we would have just helped them out. Like, this is a reiterated point.
Yes, multiple times. And then, like, what doesn't happen is nobody gets arrested for assaulting a police officer, which you know they totally would have, because if you look at a cop wrong...
Wait, didn't Mick and Ramon?
I guess, but I mean, like, they would have arrested a little kid for that, too. Like, cops are out of control. So this is like very pro cop, and I'm not very pro cop in my life. So
you didn't think the Jim and the Holograms podcast was going to go there, but it did.
It did. There were cops in this episode. What can I say? It was like a not accurate portrayal of police. But it is Jim and the Holograms, so what are you gonna say? Okay, so, the kids go to, like, a cafe where they're gonna have lunch based off of God knows what, because they don't have any money. But, like,
They had $23.
But I thought Mick took it from him. Oh, well, I guess not.
Yeah, maybe he did. I forget.
It doesn't matter. They're all gonna eat. And, poor Chrissy. You knew that was her $23.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
But, so... what happens next?
While they're eating?
Yeah.
They're talking about how they're runaways, and especially Danny is a runaway. Oh, we missed the best part of Danny's interaction with the kids when they're in the burned out bus.
Okay.
Where they describe what life at Starlight House was like compared to his like actual experience of being a troubled youth and living on the street. And does he say? You're stupid.
Yeah, he's like, you were the dumbest girls I've ever met.
Yeah, that's right. It was pretty funny.
Because, they were like, oh, your home must be really crappy. And they were like, no, we had a pool and it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, they must have been super mean to you. And Deidre's like, no, not really. And he's just like, you are stupid.
It was a very, 80s description of the good life, though, right?
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, we live in a mansion and have a swimming pool, and he's like, were they nice to you? And she's like, well, they buy us things.
Yeah.
Left unmentioned is that they ran away because they were being ignored.
Right.
But
this is the point where they're gonna redeem themselves and go back to the place.
Yeah.
So you can't bring that up. Okay, so a waiter comes. So they're at the cafe. Waiter comes up and he's like, "Hey, you should go to this place if you are runaways."
Mm-hmm. He gives him a card with a hotline on it.
Mm-hmm. And
also the waiter looks like Danny older.
Yes. They ran out of white dude templates, and they're just size him up.
Oh, I thought it was because he was time traveling Danny.
Oh, that's better.
Helping himself as a young person.
Yeah, let's say that.
He came back and waited tables just for this moment for however long. I don't know how precise the time machine is.
I like that story.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay. So Tech Rat and Eric Raymond remind us that they have a jammer to disrupt Jim and the Holograms.
When was the jammer used before?
They used it on the house, and that's the part where Synergy was like, emergency, emergency, and started trying to kill them. And it was
that was a weird reaction.
It was pretty amazing. She's just like, oh no, the power's been disrupted. Death lasers, death lasers. And they were all crawling on the floor.
Yeah, that's right.
Trying to get rid, to get around the death lasers, and they were like,
I don't know how I forgot that.
Mom, please don't kill me.
Still in this episode, it was not revealed that Synergy is her mom.
Not yet. We're gonna get there.
Okay.
So, right. So, Tech Rat's like, cool, I'll go to the benefit. You guys go to the awards ceremony. So the Misfits go to the awards ceremony, and they win.
Yeah.
And they're like...
In the absence of Jem and the Holograms.
Right. They're pretty excited.
They are.
And Pizzazz shoves everybody out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Takes the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
And, like...
She has the audacity to say that she deserves it.
Yeah, this show, like, really has a problem with, like, female ambition.
Weirdly. Yeah.
You know, because, like, Jerica gets all this stuff, but, like, she doesn't try too hard. And, like, trying too hard and wanting it too much are just, like, evil.
Well, seeming to, right? I mean, because she is ambitious.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But I think it is showing you that as a woman, you have to act like you don't want it that much.
Right.
You don't think that you deserve it. You have to act, like, deferential.
Yes.
Maybe it's socializing you into... Maybe it's trying to socialize you into the corporate culture of the 80s so that you can...
Corporate culture of the 80s? Like, corporate culture of now.
Well, but it's made in the 80s. Like,
Yeah.
It wasn't anticipating 2016.
Well, who did?
Satan.
I was going to say Satan. Good job. Thank you. But yeah, so... Right, so... Pizzazz is like... I should take notes during these, and I never do, and then I'm just like, but I do a pretty good job of remembering stuff, right?
Yeah, I thought the point was that we just forget what happened and then go off on tangents.
That's true. Well, I'm glad that's the point, because that is what happens. Pizzazz is like, they go and they get in the car, and she's like, I want to go to the benefit, because I'm going to rub this, like, statue up in Jem's nose, up in her face.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to shove it up her nose.
Yep.
And, at the benefit...
Well, there is a bit before that where the runaways go to Haven House, right?
Oh, yeah. They go to Haven House, which is the place that the benefit is for.
Mm-hmm.
And...
Overseen by Dance.
With an S. Nobody's there.
And how do we know there's an S?
Because we watch it with the captions on.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like... I love that you forgot that. That is amazing.
But so if you were just watching it, you would have no indication. You would just think that she's named Dance.
Right.
And
right, so like why did they do that?
Excellent question.
Right. Okay, so only we know that it's Dance and with an S and the people listening to this. Okay, so let's see. All right, so Dance is leaving in her cape.
Mm-hmm.
In her giant car.
Mm-hmm.
But the girl, like, Deidre runs out and is like, wait, stop.
Mm-hmm.
Danny needs a place to go. You can't go to Starlight House because, as Bonnie tells us, it's just for girls.
Yeah.
So, Dance, like, gets him into the car. She's going to take him to the benefit. Also happens, the social worker shows up at the benefit before they're, like, ready to go.
True.
And he's like, so, where are these girls? And, like, you know what they also could have done? Just made 3 rando girls be like, oh yeah, I'm that one. How would he have known?
Or holograms?
Oh my god! Or holograms. Very good point.
Like, that's kind of what the holograms are for.
Mm-hmm.
Is like fooling people into thinking things are there when they're not.
Right. That's a great point. I didn't think of that. And neither did Jerica. Because we're both dumb. But yeah, she should have totally just, like, hologrammed them. And been like, here they are.
Yeah.
And since, like, he was clearly not going to check any more than that.
No, I mean, he's already willing to, like, come back at a later time.
Right.
Whenever it's convenient for her, rather than demanding that she, like, produce the children immediately.
Yeah.
Which seems like...
Is this, like, the first time Jerica has not solved her problem with a hologram?
Mm-hmm. That it didn't even occur to her.
Oh, man. Plot hole.
I mean, I'm sure she is actually concerned about the children being missing.
Right.
But I don't know.
There was, like, stakes of them losing Starlight House again. Which is, like, constantly at stake of being lost. You guys, you need to provide a more stable, like, future for these children.
Yeah, they definitely need to hire a person who's, like, the full-time live-in caretaker.
Yeah, and, like, teacher? Did these children go to school?
Eh.
Yeah, exactly.
They learn music sometimes.
Right, and they learn how to clean.
And, yeah, they do a lot of cleaning.
Yeah, they do.
They kind of seem like unpaid laborers sometimes.
Yeah, they really do. They get paid in Gem and the Hologram albums. And t-shirts.
Yeah.
So... Tech Rat is there.
At the concert.
At the concert. And, like, at the last minute, Dance shows up with the kids. Danny and the girls are there. And Jerica's like, oh my god. Oh, except she's already transferred into Gem.
Mm-hmm.
Like, OMG, we're just, like, so happy to see you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's mad. When in reality, you probably would have gotten, like, an ass beating for this. Like, you, like, literally scared every adult around you into, like, holy pants shitting terror. There is gonna be punishments. But, like, whatevs. They're back, so it's no big. And they go... And they're gonna start the concert.
Mm-hmm.
Then what happens?
Tech Rat activates his jammer.
Mm-hmm.
And what the closed captions describe as an eerie noise pervades the stadium, annoying everyone.
Yeah, and it does a different thing than it did the first time. The first time, it caused all the electronics to, like, go out of control. And in this time, it just causes everything to sort of short out. Including Jerica's holograms.
Yeah. Did that happen before? I guess Synergy was messed up, so I guess probably she couldn't have generated holograms.
Yeah, she wasn't, like... I don't think she had her gem hologram on.
No, I don't think so.
But, so... The Misfits are on their way. Rio, who's very briefly in this episode...
Yeah, who cares about Rio, really?
Like, beats on the sound equipment, or the soundboard, and is like, nothing's working! Let me smash this equipment with my fist.
He basically just shows up to remind you that he's still ineffectual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and, like, do you know how much soundboards cost in the 80s? Like, so much. Like, this stuff is expensive now, but it was, like, hideously expensive then.
Oh, well.
Not something you would want to, like, slam your fist into like an ass.
It's not working right now.
And then...
Screw this machine.
And then Danny somehow notices that Tech Rat is holding a small device.
Was it Danny?
Yeah, it was Danny.
Oh.
And you said that Tech Rat was being very obvious.
Well, he did have a little remote control.
Yeah.
Also, he just looks funny. He's got that hair.
You just have to attack the weird-looking person.
Yeah, that's the moral.
And he, like, rips it out of his hands, and Techrat screams, "Don't touch me."
Oh, yeah. Techrat hates it when people touch him.
Yeah, that's his weakness.
That is why his and Eric Benton's... Is it Eric Benton?
Eric
Raymond. Who's Benton?
Jerica?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's not right. Okay, Eric Raymond. That's why Techrat's and Eric Raymond's relationship is so fraught. Mm-hmm. Because Techrat does not want to be touched.
Right.
And Eric Raymond really wants to touch him.
Yeah. And,
because he's in love with Techrat.
He is. He said he was a genius. He was very excited about him in the last episode.
Yeah.
And, like, in this episode, he is, like, less excited with him, but still seems to like him. I guess.
I guess his, like, recognition that giving dangerous weapons to Pizzazz, like, gets the better of him.
It's true. So...
Eric Raymond's, that is.
Yes. So Techrat...
Not Eric Benton's.
Screams, "Don't touch me!" Like, in his, like, crazy Cobra Commander voice.
Yep.
And he's like, "Ah!" And then he, like, runs away.
Mm-hmm.
Because being touched by a human being is, like, that's, like, his nemesis. Like, you can't do that.
It's true. He is defeated by a little boy. You'd think he would be able to stand up to more than that.
Nope.
But no.
He just runs off. And then, I guess they smash it. Or
do they? I don't
turn
really
it off
remember
or
what
something?
they do with the remote.
I don't know.
It seems like as soon as it leaves Techrat's hand, it stops working.
Yes. Techrat was sustaining it with his life force. And at that point, it stops working and the concert can go back on.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have a concert and they play a song about how you can turn a stranger into a friend.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, like, holding hands and swaying.
Yeah.
Which was very big in the 80s. This is, like, Hands Across America time. And, like, I'm with Techrat as far as that goes. Like, no thank you. And they're like, "You could turn a stranger into a friend." I'm like, "Or you could go away. I've got headphones on. Don't talk to me." Like...
Fair.
So Pizzazz shows up with her sort of Emmy-looking-ish, like, award.
Oh, I thought it was supposed to look like an MTV Music Award.
I think this was before that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
When did they start doing that?
Well, maybe that was wrong. I don't know, but, like, it didn't look like the Moon Man.
But it was a person.
Well, yeah, but the Emmys...
I guess they're all people.
Emmys are a person.
All right.
So anyway, the Grammys are not. I think it's a little...
It's a gramophone, right?
Yeah. Because Daveed Diggs has people do shots out of his Grammy.
Who?
He's in Hamilton.
Oh, okay.
So they Pizzazz is, like, watching this and she's, like, disgusted and horrified, like I would be.
Is she horrified? I thought she was jealous.
You thought she was jealous?
Yeah, she's, like, learning what true friendship is, but she doesn't, like, she knows that she can never have it.
I thought she was like, "These nerds."
Well, why did she, like, drop it then?
Because she's, like, so horrified by their, like...
You think so?
Nerd disgustingness, and they're like, "We're gonna bind together and form a giant friendship chain," and she's just like, "I am literally allergic to what is happening here." That was my read on the situation.
Maybe you're right.
It could be both.
It could.
It actually can't be both.
No, I guess not.
But they don't say, so you can, like, read it either way.
Yeah.
And she drops her...
I think if she was disgusted, though, she would just, like, turn around and leave in a huff. Rather than, like, seem like she can't close her mouth or control her muscles.
Maybe you're right.
I don't
She
know.
drops the award,
Yeah.
which was all of their awards,
Well,
and it breaks into tiny pieces.
it is not very well constructed.
And that's the end of the episode.
Yeah.
And the end of the...
It's a pretty striking end of the episode, really.
Yeah, it was very visual. The end of the music awards. And, yeah. That was it. Do you have anything else you want to say about that?
About the dropping of the award.
Or just the episode in general? No?
No, I guess not.
Alright, so let's do winners and losers. Episode winner.
Do you have a winner? I can think of a good loser. Who was the winner, though? It's not Tech Rat.
I guess it's Danny, maybe.
That's true.
Because he's not he doesn't have to be on the streets anymore and steal tape decks.
Mm-hmm.
Chrissy, she gets to go home when she didn't want to run away in the first place.
That's true.
But just went, with all of her piggy bank money to, take care of these dum-dums.
Oh, yeah, that's why they have money.
Yeah, because Chrissy's prepared. That's about it. It's
As
not a
far
great...
as winners go.
Yeah, it's not a great showing for any of the adults.
Maybe I will say Rio is a winner insofar as he's not in enough of the episode to disgrace himself as thoroughly as he does sometimes.
It's true. That is true. It's not quite as weak of a showing as it normally is.
He's so pathetic.
It's true. Okay, so episode loser.
I have two.
You can have two.
Tech Rat, because his laser melts in the water, and then he's touched by a human being.
Right, which
Both
he
things
hates.
that he hates.
Uh-huh.
And also the cop who the boxes fell on, who is terrible at being a cop.
That's true. I was gonna say also Pizzazz because she crashes her hang glider.
She does almost die.
And almost dies. And then, she, all she wanted was this award.
Mm-hmm.
And then it gets crushed. Although, that is kind of her fault and she could have just gone home.
She really could have.
So.
But that's the point, isn't it?
Yeah.
She's got bad values.
Yeah.
Because she wants it too much.
Yeah. She wants it too much. Too much ambition and that loud, screechy voice. Ugh.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? I mean, how in the world can you take a woman seriously? Her gross voice. Can you imagine? And she wanted to be in charge of something? Ugh. Who could, allow that to happen?
Pretty gross.
Not in America.
No.
Not in America, you guys!
Oh, we went there.
Shut up! Shut your lady mouth and sit down! Oh, it's gonna be like that for a while, you guys.
Oh, boy.
Alright, so, moving on,
Did you mention America in the losers?
America is a loser. America gets what it deserves.
Wow.
America the concept
Okay.
kind of sucks. Let's see. Okay, so let's rate it on the outrageousness scale. Yes, we're gonna do that. From a 1 to a 5, 5 being the best.
Is that what the scale has always been?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was a good episode, but I don't know that it was an especially outrageous episode.
It was a competent episode.
Yeah.
It was not, wildly swinging in plot, as it often is. Which is a shame, because I kind of enjoy that.
Yeah.
So I would say it was kind of it was steady.
Yeah. I'm going to say 3. There was the whole hang glider with the butt flyers and the laser. That was pretty outrageous.
Yeah.
The bus that the punks were living in, that was pretty outrageous.
Yeah, it was like a TARDIS bus.
There wasn't a whole lot of other outrageous things, though.
They barely even used holograms.
Tech Rat's jammer. Yeah, even when it would have been really appropriate to use the holograms.
Right. Tech Rat's voice is kind of outrageous.
That's true. Anytime he shows up, it's kind of outrageous.
It's kind of amazing. That's what, like, Tech Rat being in the episode keeps it at a 3.
Yeah.
So I'm going to agree with the 3.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. You can check us out on Facebook at That Computer Is Your Mom. And we're glad to be back. And I hope we'll see you guys again soon. That's it. Bye. Say bye.
Bye.